we're out of yogurt, so I'm going to make some more yogurt. Do things a little bit different, but we're going to use the same recipe. I'm going to leave a link for it right up here. We're going to make low-fat yogurt, and the reason is that's what they had at Trader Joe's, because one of the things we're going to do differently is we're going to use this ultra-filtered milk that we found at Trader Joe's, and it's the same macros as Fairlife, just a little bit cheaper, and you get a half gallon instead of a little bit less than a half gallon. But this is ultra-filtered milk, which means it's 50% less sugar, which is what makes this such a low-carb yogurt. But the other thing I want to do is I want to do a little test, and instead of making it in the Instant Pot, we're going to make it in the Anova sous vide oven. So you can also do this in a regular sous vide, but you'd have to put it into mason jars. But we're going to just make the yogurt. We're going to stick it in the Anova for 8 hours and see how everything comes out. Set at the same temperature that you would normally have it in an Instant Pot, which is 110 degrees. When you press the yogurt button, that's what it's doing. It's incubating it at 110 degrees. So first thing we're going to do is actually just pour all of the yogurt into a glass container, or all of the milk rather, into a glass container. Then what we're going to do is we have some leftover yogurt from our last batch, and we're going to go ahead and just put a couple of nice spoons in here. This doesn't have to be exact. And then I'm just going to take a whisk and mix it all up. Now again, you could do this with a regular sous vide if you don't have an Instant Pot. The Instant Pot, I think, is always going to be the easiest way to do this. But if you don't have that and you have a sous vide, all you have to do is mix this really, really well to make sure you get all of the cultures in all of the milk, and then pour it into some mason jars and put that in your hot water bath. So that should be pretty well mixed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set the Anova Precision Oven to sous vide mode. We're going to put it at 100% humidity, and we're going to set it at 110 degrees. And we're going to let this go for probably about 9 hours. So hopefully this works. I've never done it before, but I'm figuring it should work because we can set the oven to 110 degrees. And that's the key to making yogurt. You want to have it at 110 degrees for incubation. A couple things we get messages about. If your yogurt doesn't work, either you don't have really good cultures, or B, you heated it up. And you never want to heat up the cultures past 110 degrees. So if you're using raw milk, you want to heat everything up to kill any bacteria, but you have to do it without adding the cultures. And then after it cools back down, then you can add the cultures. But if you go higher than 110 degrees, you're going to kill the cultures and you won't get any yogurt. You're just going to get like really disgusting milk. The other thing I wanted to mention is if you are using old yogurt to make a new batch, I never recommend going more than 2 batches. So in other words, make your initial batch with a culture, or as we always recommend, a faje. Then you can save a little bit of what you made to make the next batch. And then when you want to make another batch, you can use a little bit from that batch. And after that, we start all over again because the taste begins to change the more you keep going. So we never recommend going more than 2 batches before starting over again.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos, and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and then every Monday, we go live on Keto on the Couch. We're just going to talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way, every single time it is the most Tuesday in our lifetime, you'll be alerted to it.
What are you talking about?
It is Super Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It is a Tuesday.
Right.
It is 2/22/22. That is the most Tues ever. Most Tuesday.
I got one for you, though.
Okay.
I want to have Buffalo Wild Wings today because
it's
we have
a
busy day.
They have a twofer.
Yeah.
Do you want to eat at 2 o'clock?
Actually, I do want to eat it, too.
No, you do not.
I do. Well, see, here's the thing, is that
I thought I'm thematic.
Tuesdays are our busiest day.
Yeah.
Rachel's got staff meetings. She's got work to do.
Super Tuesday.
And then I have 2 games tonight. And my games were supposed to be at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock in North Miami. And that's perfect because you would never hit rush hour. We leave here between 2:30 and 2:45. We get to our game, and then so there's no rush hour, and then we'd be done around 7:30, so no rush hour coming home. He called me late last night, and he's like, your game got moved to 6 o'clock and 7:30.
Oh, so I'll see you tomorrow?
So now it's like heat of rush hour going down, and then, getting home at 10 o'clock at night.
Are you going to leave early?
No, it's only about 35 minutes away. It's like 25 minutes with no traffic, but like 45 minutes with Miami rush hour.
Right.
So, yeah, we're probably going to leave here somewhere around like 4:45. So I was thinking that if we ate around 2 o'clock, which is a lot earlier for me than normal, that would be great because it would allow the food to kind of settle in me because I don't want to run up and down the field with all that food in me. No. And I don't want to eat when I get home at 10 o'clock at night because that has been an issue for me lately with lacrosse, eating super late at night and then getting in bed. And my rule is generally no eating for at least an hour before we go to bed. And I haven't been doing that lately.
That is really... Oh, you mean you haven't been doing the right thing?
No, I haven't been doing the right thing.
Oh,
I've been eating and getting right in bed because getting home from games super late at night and then you eat and then just lay down in bed.
Yeah, I'm usually already asleep by the time that food consumption is happening. But yeah, I'm glad that you're keeping your commitment to that and making a plan for that because you don't want to be totally full like you just ate and then go run 9 miles, but also you don't want to be eating when you get home.
Yeah. So that is my plan. I got some videos. The guy is coming to do the stone in the front window.
Oh, thank goodness.
So that's going to get done. So yesterday I cut a hole out in the front because we're going to put storage underneath.
It looks really bad right now.
I was trying to go the easy way out and I went to Lowe's and Home Depot because you used to be able to buy like cabinet doors, like kitchen cabinet doors so you could reface your own cabinets. Not anymore. Everything is special order now.
You can't really count on anything just being in stock. The stuff that is out of stock and waiting to be stocked doesn't even make any sense to me sometimes, right? Like it's just all over the place. Like what is the one component that just didn't arrive yet?
Yeah.
So we have to look ahead.
Yeah. So I'm going to end up making my own cabinet doors. But at least it's all framed out. It looks okay now. It'll look better when the doors are on and then like the slab is on. But
I'm excited.
That's about having time.
We have no idea what even color it's going to be.
Because I told him whatever remnant you have is what
our favorite.
Yeah, and so he's not charging us a whole lot of money for it. But I did want to mention, so I was in Facebook this morning and Dr. Berry had his live stream and somebody brought up that I guess Dr. Berry in a live stream, somebody must have asked a question about protein. I didn't get a chance to watch it last night. And they said that, he recommended eating 1 gram of protein for every kilogram of your ideal body weight.
Okay.
Okay, now, a couple things that I want to mention because people are obviously putting, hey guys, what do you think about this? And I stand by what we've always talked about. That is, when he's talking about that is absolute bare minimum, but it's not ideal. It's just... The ideal way to figure out how much protein you should be eating is based on lean body mass,
but
not on your ultimate goal weight.
Your lean body mass.
But most people don't know their lean body mass. So the fallback has been base it on what your really ridiculous ideal body weight is. And I'm talking about an ideal body weight that if you look at most of the books, they're based on charts from like the 1960s.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about, hey, I'd like to, I'm a woman and I weigh 400 pounds and I want to weigh 290 pounds.
Yeah.
We're talking about what do the books say?
Right.
Okay, but the best way to figure out how much protein you should be eating would be based on your lean body mass because that's what your body is going to need. And if you have access to a DEXA scan, that's the best way to go do something like that. But I do want to address, because one of the comments was, well, that based on that, I only need 59 grams of protein. And I'm going to tell you that's just not enough protein. And we know this from experience. We talk about we are not doctors or nurses or health professionals.
Us live it out, though.
Right. We're not doctors, nurses, or health professionals, but we have done a lot of studying, and a lot of the stuff that we've learned about one-to-one does come from Dr. Ted Naiman, who is, he talks about it as a protein to energy, not necessarily just keto. But, pretty much everybody will tell you, you should be getting at least 100 grams of protein. And we know from experience, before we started this kind of protocol, Rachel was eating about 70 to 80 grams of protein a day. Her hair was falling out. Her nails were breaking. Her skin didn't look good.
Yeah.
And then she started eating more protein. And all of a sudden, her hair is growing like it's never grown before. Look at old videos. Like, you see big bald spots in it.
It's terrible before.
Every morning, she would wake up. Do you see my bald spot?
Yeah.
And, I haven't had to answer that question to her in a year. She doesn't even worry about it.
Joe never asks me that question.
I just don't, right?
Yeah, you just...
So
comfortable with
her
it.
skin looks better. Her nails are growing. 2 weeks in, she needs to go get nails. They say only about every 3 to 4 weeks you need to get these redone.
No.
She needs to do them like every 2 weeks because they're growing so long.
Yeah.
And her hair looks better. The point is, don't be afraid of protein.
Yeah.
Okay? If you have one day where you only get 70 grams of protein, that's fine. But you don't want to do it on a consistent basis. Even if you look at protein-sparing modified fast, if you look at Maria Emmerich's calculator, the key is prioritize protein. It's the only macro that your body can't make.
Yeah, and I think that the message across the board is up your protein. We do not need any advice telling us up your carbohydrates.
Right.
We can totally do that on our own. We don't even need help upping the fat because we love fat. We love butter and we love avocado oil. There's lots of things that we love that's fatty and delicious. The hardest thing to get in is the protein.
Yeah.
And we always say that. Lead with that.
Yep.
Lead with that in your meal. That is the toughest thing for you to do.
And just for a little perspective, 59 grams of protein is about 6 eggs and 2 slices of bacon. Is that enough food for you? Because I'm going to tell you, for most people, that is just not going to be enough food for the day. Okay, so I just watched Dr. Barry and Nisha's live stream from last night to find the part where he was talking about how much protein should you eat. And the question was posed, how much protein should I eat? And his exact answer was, eat a bunch of fatty meat until you are comfortably satiated.
That's going to be different for everybody.
That's going to be different for everybody. But he said if you need a number, then you're going to eat 1 gram of protein for every kilogram of your weight, not your goal weight.
Okay.
Your weight. And he said that probably isn't enough. So, for example, if you weigh 300 pounds, that would be a minimum protein of about 136 grams. And again, he said that probably isn't enough.
It goes back to, though, prioritizing protein.
Yes.
Don't get hung up on the number. I like what he said. The answer he said first was exactly what we need to hear. Eat your fatty meat until you're comfortably full. We are so hung up with numbers and goals that the actual action plan sometimes gets lost in the shuffle.
That's right.
While we are micromanaging our life. Prioritize your protein.
Yes.
Eat your fatty meat. That's the answer.
The bottom line is protein is going to fill you up. People message us all the time. I'm still hungry. Eat more protein. Protein is going to fill you up. Fat is going to help you get to the next meal. That's why the 1-to-1 model works so well. And we highly, highly suggest that you go check out some of the videos from Dr. Ted Naiman, who talks a lot about the 1-to-1 ratio and why protein is so important. I'm going to leave those down below. Also, check out some of the other articles that I'm going to link down below about how protein is important and why you shouldn't worry about eating too much protein, and eating too much protein is not going to cause gluconeogenesis.
I feel like there's a countdown. It's 2:21. Are you going to make it? You did it! You totally did it, but we can't eat yet. Oh, you still have to dip out the sauce. Can he do it? Because it's Tuesday. We want to eat at 2:22 on 2/22/22.
I think I did it. Let's see.
You did.
2:21. Can we dish this out?
Keep going. Get
Here
a
we go.
spoon.
So this is our homemade blue cheese dressing.
It's 2:22.
Okay, well, we have 1 minute, right?
Yep. Gotta get our first bite in. Did it dink it? Ready?
Ready?
Dink it.
Dink.
Dink.
We did it.
We're at that age where like strange things amuse us.
Happy 2/22 on 2/22/22.
We got as two.
That'll
as
never
we could
happen
get.
again.
With the two of us.
It is Thursday. It's 2/22 still. And
It's Tuesday.
that's what I said. It's Tuesday and it's 2/22 still. So we're having some lunch. I ordered Buffalo Wild Wings. They shorted us our wings. I got home. One box had 13. One box had 12. So I called them up and they're like, oh, you guys are regulars. No problem. You can either come back up and we'll give you more wings. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Or I'll give you 15 free wings and you can come get them anytime you want. You can get them tomorrow. You can get them next week. So that's what we're doing. Now, we did that once before when there was an issue with our order.
But then we never did it.
Yeah, well,
it was like Cole's Cash.
COVID hit. We forgot about it. And then when I finally remembered, I went in and she was like, oh, yeah.
That's sort of
those
expired.
expire like 3 months later. I'm like...
Now we've learned.
So we learned. So we're going to use these like within the next couple days. We're going to get our 15 free wings. So how did church and everything go? How did staff meeting go?
Really good staff meeting. Super excited. But it was a weird day. I feel like everybody had a weird day. I don't know if there's like a 2/22 thing going on. But one of the guys I work with got like weirdly rear-ended. Another one had like the car just completely break. It was just like really, really weird day. A lot of weird things happening. And I'm wondering like if anybody else has like a totally weird thing happen on Tuesday.
So we're going to eat and then I'm going to rest.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to finish previewing the vlog so that we can upload that vlog. And then we may or may not turn on the camera later. It just depends on what time I get home.
What time you get home.
How my games go. So we're going to make this a 2-day vlog. And like I said, we may or may not turn on the camera. I'll probably turn on the camera when I start making the yogurt. But other than that, I have no idea. But we will definitely be vlogging tomorrow as well. As you're previewing the video, I keep hearing screaming. I think it's the video and it's Anthony yelling at his video games.
He's playing a video game and he is screaming at it.
So my shoulder's been feeling a little bit better, so I'm going to attempt to get a workout in on my Arcadia rower. I really miss getting the workout. I love the feeling I get, the intensity, and the fact that I'm working so many different muscles.
Nice fresh water. Let's see if we can jump over this. Come on. Oh, there comes a friend. It's his birthday today. All right, here we go. Let's see, can we jump over this? Can you do it? All right, jump over it. Let's go over. All right, good job. Can you do it again, Tom? Come on. Yay, you did it. You can do hard things.
Okay, let's go ahead and check the yogurt. One of the nice things about the Anova oven is that you can actually program it to hold temperature, when it's done cooking. So since I knew it was going to end about an hour and a half ago, I told it to hold the temperature once we got to that medium cook, because with yogurt, it's not going to hurt it to keep going. So let me grab a spoon and we'll check the consistency. Okay, let's go ahead and just check this. Oh yeah, look at that. It worked. It worked very well. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a taste. Now it still needs to strain out because we like Greek yogurt, and that's gonna get rid of a lot more of the carbs. Really good. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the strainer. So same thing, just pop open the strainer. And go ahead and put it in here. The interesting thing will be to see, do we end up with the same amount of yogurt after we strain this? Or did it need to go longer to get the same amount of thickness? So we will go ahead and put the top on. And then we're going to stick this into the refrigerator to let it all strain out. One thing to note, you don't have to put it in the refrigerator to strain. You can actually leave it on your kitchen counter. And a lot of times you're going to have a lot more whey come off of it. It's okay that way. Rachel just doesn't like it sitting on the counter. It's like, it was hard enough to get her to let me leave butter and eggs on the counter. She doesn't want me to leave yogurt on the counter. I am getting ready to go to my game.
I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Why?
Lord only knows what time you're coming back.
Hopefully, well, let's see. So the second game starts at 7:30 if everything goes right with the first game. So the average high school lacrosse game is an hour and a half, so I should be done by 9. So we should be home by about 9:30 or so.
So you got 2 games?
9:30 to 10 o'clock.
On 2-2-2-2-2?
Yes. So earlier while you were gone, I did a workout on the Arcadia rower.
Good job. Did you film it?
I filmed a little bit of it,
Okay.
but boy, am I feeling it. Because it's been a while since I've been like working my chest muscles and my arms because of my shoulder. And like, I can definitely feel it. Yeah, I'm glad to get back on there. Because I love rowing to begin with. But I really like that because it adds that competition. You have a competition with yourself and then also trying to beat other people. And there's somebody at the door.
It's not that bad.
Just not what you're expecting.
I am doing a charcoal clay mask and cucumber from
Look,
Redmond.
Somebody even came to my defense.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on? Are you okay, Daddy? Is it safe? I've seen her face.
Good morning.
Good
It
morning.
is Wednesday morning. I got home from my game
I vaguely remember that.
so late. Okay, so where do we start? For some reason, I thought our game was in North Miami. Good thing I wasn't driving, because I would have been going to the school in North Miami. The game was all the way down in Coconut Grove. Like, it's way down.
That's a schlep.
It's not even that it's far. If there's no traffic, it's like a 50-minute drive. But
Far enough.
the game was at 6 o'clock.
And there is traffic.
And Coconut Grove is like one road. If you've ever been to Coconut Grove, you know what I'm talking about. And so it took us almost an hour and 45 minutes to get there.
Oh my gosh. One way.
One way. So the traffic was horrible. We were 10 minutes late. None of the coaches or the ADs for the school have their phone numbers in the scheduling website.
So you can't contact them.
So I do now have the head coach's phone number. He's super, super nice guy. So we started off with that. And I hate being late. Like, being late, really bad peeve of mine.
Even on time feels like late to me.
Yeah, I mean, our rule is generally we want to be at a game 30 minutes early.
Not so much for live streams, because usually like something is happening and gone wrong.
That's why if we're late, it's because something happened.
We're there. We're on time there, but it's
computers are kind of funny. When you need them, they're not there.
No.
So it started off with that, but it was funny. We got down to Coconut Grove, and it says, like, you need to make a left turn in 700 feet. That 700 feet took 10 minutes.
Wow.
So, no big deal. we get there, we go through the game. The varsity coach has us speed up the JV game. Everybody's good with that. The varsity game starts. It's a really good game. It's a really good game.
So it felt like it was worth going to.
It was fun. And again, I get along very well with both coaches and the players.
That's nice.
I mean, again, most of these kids,
Is it refreshing?
I've been officiating most of these kids since they were like 7 and 8 years old. They're all like high school. And it's funny, I don't know most of their names. And I was talking to this dad who was doing the score, and he was like, do you know all their names? I'm like, if I know a kid's name, like, really well, it's one of two reasons. Either A,
he was always in trouble.
He is, like, a star.
Right.
And he is very friendly. Because most of them, like, they respect my position.
That's nice.
Right? And it's just like me. Like, even though I know all the coaches, when we're on the field, it's Coach Mike.
Respect their position.
Coach whatever their last name is. When we're not in the middle of a game, I'll call them by their first name, you know?
Yeah.
And they're the same way, and I always ask, that's the only thing I ask. You can call me Joe. Like, I'll tell players, you can say, hey, Joe, or whatever, but we're on the field. In the middle of a game, it's Mr. Official, you know? It's a respect thing to make sure everybody knows the lines. It's a perception thing. So anyway, we get like 9 minutes into the second quarter, and the lights turn off.
Wow.
And so now we're like, now what do we do? So we made that like halftime, but it took like 25 minutes for the lights to come on. I didn't get home until after 11 o'clock.
I am so stinking sorry. While you were gone, I was making pistachio keto chow, not pudding, but custard, and watching Boba Fett with Caleb.
Bobo or Boba?
Boba. We only have
Somebody's going to say we pronounced it wrong.
Well, I pronounced everything wrong. We only have 2 more episodes left. It's a 7-episode series, and we only have 2 left. And let me tell you, it was hard to not just keep watching it, but like he had to go to bed, I had to go to bed, but it is so good. If you have Disney Plus and you enjoyed The Mandalorian, you'll really like Boba Fett too. And I love the fact that, I don't know, they've given him a really cool story. And you know that it was driven by the fact that the audience over the years just liked him. I mean, it was like, what was there to like? He's a bounty hunter.
How are you supposed to like a bounty hunter?
Isn't he supposed to be a bad guy?
Right.
But they give him such a great story, and it's super worth a watch. I'm so in love with Jon Favreau. I'm sure I'm saying that name wrong too, but he's just like written and directed so much cool stuff. And then Caleb was super excited that the episode we finished on last night was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter, who he absolutely loved in the Jurassic Park, reboot recently. And he's just like, this is so exciting. I love that she's following in the footsteps of her dad and being a director. How cool is that?
Right.
And yeah, it was just a really fun time. And it's something that Caleb and I have shared lifelong because, I mean, I was at a drive-through theater watching the original Star Wars with my mom and dad. And apparently, I blew out my diaper, and my dad was like, we're not going home. He actually took his shirt off in the drive-in and like fastened a diaper out of that so they could keep watching Star Wars. So like, that's how much our family loves Star Wars.
Well, I'm so glad we ate the chicken wings yesterday at 2 o'clock. I was a little worried. I felt like kind of stuffed, but good morning, Charity.
Good morning.
Since we did have such a long drive, it did settle in me. And, again, getting home so late, I definitely, Anthony actually tried to go through McDonald's and they were closed when we got home. So, but fortunately, we keep hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff like that. So I was like, listen,
they were ready to go.
The Polish sausages in the fridge. There is the Sam's Club, the bacon cheddar burgers. Throw them in the air fryer for 5 minutes, and that's what he ended up doing. I just had one of those little cups of that we bought. What was it? Costco. It's like the pepperoni, or not the pepperoni. It's like salami and cheese.
And
cup.
cheeses. Yeah, that's nice.
It was perfect. It was just a little something. And I stayed up for like an hour and a half. just watching some TV and catching up on comments and stuff like that. So, breakfast today, a couple of eggs. This is that chorizo that we get from Costco.
I saved it for last.
I throw it on the Blackstone, just kind of like sizzle it up, crisp it up a little bit. Coffee is the entire pot of coffee, 1 tablespoon of butter, and a half a scoop of vanilla keto chow. I thought it was interesting before we go for this morning that yesterday you made the comment to me that you don't like just butter in your coffee, whereas butter used to be the only thing you want, and you're like, I feel like something is missing.
Yeah.
When I don't have the egg in my coffee.
You feel like something's missing?
And it just made me laugh because you fought me for 2 years about an egg in the coffee.
I know.
And now, like, I never want the coffee without the egg.
Taste change.
So our stone top is finally in. I am so excited. He did a great job. And he gave us a really, really good price. The only thing that was wrong is when he went to put it in, it was a really tight fit, and it ended up cracking some of the drywall over here. He had to kind of jam it in. So we had to do a little bit of patch. So I already started patching it. So we'll have to let that dry, and then I can sand it down. But not a big deal because I actually had found a couple of imperfections from when I did the walls. And so it gave me a reason to pull out the drywall compound and fix those patches, and then I can just repaint these areas. And then down here, what we did was we built this as a storage area. So I still have to actually put the outside molding on, but I framed a hole here, and then I'm gonna make some cabinet doors, and then we can store all kinds of stuff that's underneath here. And you can see right there, that's still a whole bunch of keto chow that we need to give away. So while I'm thinking about it, since I just showed that, we've got a bunch of these. We're going to do 5 more giveaways. So inside of here is, I believe, 9 different types of keto chow, 9 different flavors. We're going to give 5 of them away in this video. So all you need to do is make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button down below, and then also hit that bell button so that you're notified whenever we upload a new video. And leave a comment in the comment section. Now, you do have to live in the United States. If you don't want to win, or you want us to just give it to somebody else, just put that in your comment. If you want to comment on something else in the video, just say like, hey, if I get picked, go ahead and pick somebody else instead. And then we'll have down in the description a list for the date that we're going to actually pick the winners, along with a link to the community channel, which is where we announce all of the winners. Are you filling that thing again?
Well, we are going through this about 1.5 a day because the kids love it too. They'll only drink. We're all like bougie about our water now.
Well, we use it for, making our seltzer water in our modded soda stream. But yeah, we have never gone through as much water, but ever since I kicked my soda habit and I'm down to 1 to maybe 2 cans of Zevia a day.
I'm happy to fill it up.
The only problem is every time I go to fill up our SodaStream bottles, it's empty. So thank you for filling it up.
You're welcome.
Got my game coming up. I am not forgetting my belt today.
Job.
I think we forgot to mention this morning. Yeah, I don't know why. I was in the middle of doing so many different things yesterday, and I forgot my belt, which meant I couldn't carry my beeper. The beeper helps keep time.
What are you, in 1989?
No, well, it's a different type of beeper.
Okay.
It actually tracks 20 seconds because you have 20 seconds to get the ball across midfield once you get the ball.
Wow.
And so it vibrates when it gets to 20 seconds. So then if they haven't, you tell them it's a failure to advance. Without the beeper, I had to count 20 seconds in my head.
Aww.
And and you're trying to watch everything. But more importantly, I'd be running up and down the field and my pants are falling down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my pants are going to fall off. I actually went to Anthony at one point. I'm like, we may have to have you give me the belt. And he's like, I'm not giving you my belt. So
give me your belt.
It would finally get to the other end of the field.
Give Daddy your belt.
After running, and I'm pulling my pants up. So I'm wearing my belt today.
Good job.
We just finished a video. I'm going to leave a link for it up here for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to come out before or after this vlog. But just in case it comes out after the vlog, if you're actually watching this vlog and you've watched all the way through, you get a preview of how we make our ghee and save a ton of money.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold. Look at that.
Absolutely beautiful.
We got some mail. We're going to open it real quick before I head out.
This one is from
Don't slice yours. Oh my gosh, you're slicing towards you.
I know. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, now you're slicing towards your finger.
I'm going to let you do it. Because like you're scaring me as I do it.
I just know how sharp these knives are.
You've gotten injured by them already?
Oh my gosh, I slice all the time. I slice my fingers with them. I don't know why we're using our good kitchen knives to begin with.
I just grabbed what was close.
Okay, so this is from...
Easy. He's zealous.
Okay.
Aw, Joe and Rachel. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you just made Rachel's...
Wow.
Ooh.
Bless your heart. Thank you.
So they sent us a bunch of pods for our Nespresso.
Look at this gorgeous card. Says just a note. Okay, so now we know E Zealous is Eddie and Natasha.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Lord.
Wait, I didn't get them all.
Okay. All right.
There we go. Got them now.
So they say, we know you love your coffee experiences and we know you like large cups of coffee. We have sent you Nespresso's 14-ounce coffee pods for you to enjoy. Thank you for making a difference in so many people's lives. May God continue to bless you and your family. Love, Eddie and Natasha.
You want to talk about thoughtfulness beyond.
How sweet.
They printed up a list of like all the different pods because sometimes you don't know what they are, and these happen to not have labeled on. The newer ones now, they put on the front on a lot of them like what size pod it makes. So it'll say like it makes like, 1 point whatever ounces or 2.7 or 7.7.
I didn't even know they had them this big.
This doesn't say anything. It says recycle me. So you don't even know what size pod this makes.
So stinking thoughtful.
And it doesn't even have the flavor. So they have circled this was the Alto Intenso, which are smooth and strong flavor.
Wow.
Which is perfect for you.
Perfect.
And they have a little note, Nespresso discontinued these last year.
How neat.
It'll be great to use as a refill pod because we have that video on how to refill them. I'll leave a link over Rachel's head. These make 14-ounce cups of coffee. They don't have those anymore.
How stinking awesome is this?
So that means when you brew these, do not throw them out because sometimes... Caleb tends to take it and throw it out. He
wants to help.
I left one on the counter the other day that I use as my refill.
Gone.
Went in the garbage, and that was for like one of the 5-ounce Americano ones. So, oh my gosh, thank you so much
for thinking of us.
Who knew that Rachel wants a 14-ounce cup out of the Nespresso?
You know I do. And this is 10 coffee experiences where every single time we're sipping our cup of coffee, we're going to be thinking about you.
Well, it's more than 10 because then you could refill them and you could still think about them.
Very true.
Okay, so I have to head down to my game. I've not eaten anything since breakfast. And I have one game. It's an hour and a half, 20-minute drive each way. So I will be home early, but when I get home, you will not be home.
I will not be home. I'm going out with like a ladies group that we used to meet like 4 years ago. And we're going to go out to just kind of like catch up with everybody, see how everyone is doing. I did not pick the restaurant. So I had to go in and make sure that I could find something that I could order for tonight. It's kind of like a more of an expensive place, like $20 for a salad, which is kind of like outside my wheelhouse, but we're going to make it work because it's really not about the food at this restaurant. It's about the fun and the fellowship of hanging out with these ladies.
But that's a good point. So if you are going out to eat with a group and you're like, I don't know what to do, look ahead. Find the name of the place. Go look on Yelp. Go look for the restaurant's website. Find something. And if you can't find anything, start looking at the menu and going, what could I ask them to maybe change? Most restaurants, if you're nice and loving about it, and maybe drop in a hint that you have an allergy,
right?
They're pretty good about going, okay, we can make this change. So maybe you're going to an Italian restaurant. I always say it's harder to find Italian stuff that is keto. Maybe you can go in and say, hey, could you not bread the chicken? Could you make the scallopini and put, the sauce on the side, or no pasta, or give me broccoli instead of pasta?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't normally, if it's a restaurant where I see immediately that there's a lot of like breaded and sauced things, I go to the salad section, which sounds crazy. That sounds like not a keto move. Usually you're going to go to the hamburger, or you're going to go to like surf and turf or something like that. But I can see all of their surf and turf is very heavily breaded and sauced. So it's going to be a lot easier for me to order a salad and then take off certain ingredients in that salad and already have the dressing on the side. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to order without so many change outs, because even though they serve things like Brussels sprouts, even their fried Brussels sprouts is heavily sauced with something I don't understand what all of the ingredients are in. So I don't want to make it weird. I want to be able to order as fast as possible. And sometimes salad is my best option.
So when we get home, or when I get home, I'll show you guys what I'm going to eat for dinner, because then when you get home, we're going to try to have a date evening. But I do have one job for you.
Yes.
Take a picture of your food.
I will try.
Okay, it is 6:30. I'm going to have some dinner. I just got home from my game. I have a bowl of keto chow chili, and then on top of that, I have 2 over like medium eggs, over easy eggs, and basically I just cook them. I don't flip them over. Once they get that little white skin over the top of the yolk, I take them off. So this is perfect. The yolks will kind of act as a little bit of gravy into the chili. We're going to go ahead and eat this and probably watch a little bit of TV or something. And then when Rachel gets home, we will finish up this vlog. Okay, the yogurt is done straining, so we're going to go ahead and check this out. First thing we're going to do is take the yogurt and put everything into a bowl. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention in probably the other video, if you want to make this really, really creamy, I actually probably strained this a little bit too long. There's a lot of ways out of it. Just take this and use like an egg beater or a hand mixer and go ahead and just give it a good like little quick mix, and that will make it nice and creamy. But there's a lot of whey that came out of this. So you could actually add a little bit of whey back in. So if you over strain it, that's fine. Just go ahead and add a little bit of whey back in. We're going to go ahead and see how much whey we got out of this. Yeah, so normally I get about 3 cups of whey out, and this has got 3.5 cups. It's been straining for, I don't know, about 8 or 9 hours so far. So, but that's pretty much it. It absolutely worked in the Anova Precision Oven. I'm going to go ahead and use a hand mixer and go ahead and just make this a little bit creamier. Okay, I used the hand mixer and went ahead and creamed it up a little bit. I added about 1/2 cup of whey back in because I over strained it. And again, it's super simple. If you over strain it, if you strain it out and it's thicker than you want, just add a little bit of whey back in. Just remember that the whey is adding in carbs, but what I'm ending up with now is about 3 cups of whey. So that is 36 carbs that we're taking out of the yogurt, and I'm right back to what we normally have. But what this did show is that you can make yogurt in the Anova Precision Oven. You can make it in a sous vide. It's just as easy, and you end up with great results. So if you don't have an Instant Pot that has a yogurt setting on it, don't worry about it. So we're going to go ahead and actually give this just a little bit of a taste. Yep. Absolutely perfect. Going to go ahead and stick this in the refrigerator and clean everything up. Going to save the liquid whey and give it to the chickens tomorrow. Rachel's home.
I am home from the restaurant and I'm eating.
What happened?
Well, the best option for me was a salad. I studied it ahead of time. What am I going to eat? But they threw a little wrench in my plan because it didn't say on the menu that it had any type of croutons. Because I asked to remove red onions. That was like the big sting. It was like a shrimp salad. It had 4 like grilled shrimp in it. It was really not that great. A lot of lettuce. And then I asked for dressing on the side so I wouldn't use it. It was literally just like lettuce, some olives. It was supposed to have like pickled cauliflower, what is it, like gardenia in it. Had none of that. Instead, they slipped in saltine crackers. There were saltine crackers in there. So I'm talking and just like picking out all of these random weird saltine crackers in the middle of my giant $20 salad. But it was fine. I was there for the fellowship and for the fun. So I didn't really finish my salad and I came home kind of hungry. So fortunately, we had the Wonder Monday cheesecake.
Yeah, I'll leave a link to that right over here.
But
Those are good.
I still could handle some food. So I'm having a Teton Polish sausage and 2 eggs.
I already ate a couple of eggs and some chili, and I'm finishing off with a quarter of the Macadamia Madness Keto brick.
Is that the Instapot, not Instapot, Anova Oven?
Yes, so I showed
yogurt?
this earlier, and I wanted you to try it. So I actually strained it too long because it's been straining all day.
Aw,
and
did
so
you strain yourself?
9 hours, and it took out like a lot of whey, like over 3.5 cups.
Wow.
So I actually had to put in a little bit of whey because it was like really dry.
Unprecedented.
So I added about 1/2 cup back in and then just hit it with the egg beater. But yeah, just as good as making it in the Instant Pot. Now, I'm going to be honest, the Instant Pot's probably the easiest. Well, I shouldn't say that. The sous vide was easy. You just put it in there and let it go.
That is rich.
But if you don't have an Instant Pot, now you know, like sous vide. And if you don't have the Anova Precision Oven, what you would do is, like I said earlier, just mix the whole mixture up. Take your milk, add in your cultures, mix it really well, and then pour it into mason jars, and then put that into a water bath with your Anova, 110 degrees, and you will end up with yogurt.
That is delicious.
And again,
nice and thick.
Macros, hard to be exact because you don't know how much sugar the cultures actually ate up, but it's about 1 carb or less per serving. Just round up. Well, that's going to be the end of this vlog. Now, don't forget, go ahead and leave a comment down below if you want to win one of those Keto Challenge. We're going to give away 5 of them. The date that we're going to pull the drawing is down below. Now, if you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos that we have linked right over there. Also, make sure you take a look at the most recent video, which I'm going to put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.